Welcome back, Hunters. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to the Hunter Classic. So, we are back in Val-des-bois, and we're actually going to be going up into the northern areas for the mountains, and a bit of different hunting up there. But for that, I need to make sure I have... Yep, I do have the climbing gear. Perfect. And everything else is pretty much looking good. I am going to switch the scope back to the 300 caliber, just because I'll probably be using that more than the 243. And thanks to Dangerflu for the continued advice and guidance. I know basically where I've got to go in order to find our first set of, like, climbing rocks, or kind of like climbing area. So we can just follow the trail all the way north here, and then when it kind of, like, tapers out to an end, there'll be a spot I can go up from there with. I still want to keep my wits about me for this lower area, too, because there might still be some animals around. As we did see last week when we first started Val-des-bois, there might not be as much of a dead zone around the lodges, or it might just be completely, like, tossed up in the air for luck on where things will be close by or not when you first spawn in. I really don't know one way or the other for certain. But we'll just enjoy a nice little hike along the trail for a while and see where it takes us up to. It is possible that we might actually not see anything until we do start, like, using the climbing gear and get up one kind of level. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see as we go about. I still am coming out at 7 AM for the hunt, so again, it's something if you really want to be hardcore and try, well, maybe not try hard, but you want to be super efficient and really know every in and out. You can't go onto the Hunter's wiki page and try to probably look up, like, optimal times and animal ranges and stuff like that to really hammer down and... Oh, actually, I can probably try getting that. I don't know if I have the roe deer collar. That's one thing I should have checked before I did go out. I do have the roe deer, but not the red deer. Okay, so you know what? I'll switch this over to use the scope. Oh, well, that was that's an objective complete for the evil grin. Yeah, let me see. Once I get up here, maybe I'll crouch and I'm even going to try a call right now to see if I can bring that little guy in. Because looking here, I don't think it's that really, like, steep for where it could be. So I might be able to just cautiously go up and we'll be able to see him. Yeah, so the call, I might even be on top of that little hill there, somewhere around that. So let's see if I can spot any movement while we're getting this early into the hunt. I mean, I really like when the hunts start out like this, where you have an opportunity almost immediately presenting itself. I should have tried packing the red deer collar, but if I do go up into the mountains, I don't think I'm going to encounter them. I think there's only going to be 2 animals really up in the higher reaches, and I've got the equipment for them. Let me try another call and see. Oh, there's a squeak. Okay, so looks like there are maybe a couple up there still. I just can't see him right now. Oh, that's probably the male. Although, you know what? I'm not going to move too much. It might be... See, since I didn't take a shot, it might be that he won't go too far. I don't know how I missed him completely. Unless maybe it was... Let me just try crouching going kind of in the path he was at. Because he is actually going on a direction that might give us another opportunity a little further along. If it says this is a new trail, then there might still be the male that way. But let me just get up to this point and see. I just don't know how... Like, this is previously discovered, and I don't know how he was able to, like, sneak around that way. Oh! Okay, got visual on somebody. I think that's the female that we just heard call. Yeah, that was the female. Okay, so this was the male that called before. Yeah, see, that's almost like their warning call to say... I think she's still there. I want to be cautious about... Okay, that was just her calling. Thought I almost heard something for a moment right beside me here. You know what? She is a bit further away, so I'm just going to go this way. See, it's those barks almost. Okay, that might have been her getting spooked and going off. So I don't see her anymore, and that was quite a few barks. Oh, actually, hang on. I think I see... is that a male or a female? It's hard to tell with them when they're from a distance. I think that's a male, though. That might even be the one that got spooked earlier. Because it does line up with where the directions of these previous tracks were going. Yeah, let me get crouched right down and see if I can get a better bead on him. Okay, that should be a lung shot. Yeah, there he goes. Got a few steps and then toppled right over. So, again, a little bit delayed just because I don't know how I completely missed him getting across the road to, like, being where he was. But we're definitely going to be able to get up and collect our first animal within 10 minutes, so that's always nice to have on one of these episodes. Oh, and we got tracks from something else here, too. Maybe there was a second road deer around here. That's from another road. So is this a completely different... Huh. I'm not sure what to make of this now. There might be a second male somewhere in the area, although after that shot probably got sent quite a bit further along. But I'll stick around the trail and see what happens after we collect this guy. And probably just say lung shot. Yeah, lungs are hard. And here he is. Well, let's pick you up. See how you are. Left lung, score 71. I do admit I've always drawn some comparisons as I've been doing the series between this and Call of the Wild. Call of the Wild does have some things that it improves on from regular Hunter Classic, but then there are also some things where it's kind of dropped the ball a bit, too. And we'll just accept that. And we'll just... Oh, God. Yeah, see, this is where... I mentioned it last episode. I'm going to mention it again. Yes, sell. That is going to probably cause so many troubles and headaches for people trying to play the Hunter Classic. I think it was much better having a proper cursor in place. Like, it's okay to redesign the screen, but making it so that way you have to almost, like, adjust where your mouse is to try to get that middle than just a general cursor. I think that's going to cause some problems and backlash for that change. I can easily see you accidentally saving a harvest you did not mean to at all, and that means that's a fair amount of currency you can spend on one that you didn't actually want. But, what was I talking about just then for... Oh, right, what Call of the Wild kind of does better than the Hunter Classic. One thing is that it gives you more concise information in-game to do some things. Like the weapon classes for... Yeah, I think that is another male somewhere around the area. I mean, probably been scared well off from... Oh, maybe not. Or maybe scared in the direction we're still going. But there's a lot more information, is more concise and right in the game to access, like the weapon classes and whether it's ethical for an animal or not. There's also animal scoring. Like here you just get a bunch of numbers that you don't really have a context for unless you actually go looking up to see like leaderboards or a wiki or anything like that. Call of the Wild, though, you have the scores of like a silver, gold, diamond, etc. to them. So you kind of get the better idea of how the animal actually shapes up in score. Again, if they could just try to blend the best from both of, like, Classic and Call of the Wild, you'd probably have the apex hunting game that probably would take, I'm not even sure if you'd be able to find anybody that could compete against it, really. But right now, they're still pretty divided between them as, like, hunting experiences. If you're looking for more of an arcadey casual, you can hop in, easily get some hunting done. It's definitely more Call of the Wild. If you're looking for more of a hardcore, realistic hunting game, then it's the Hunter Classic. And my recommendation would probably be to be, like, with the experience I've gotten so far, I would probably recommend the Hunter Call of the Wild more. Just because one of the things is you can actually earn a lot... Oh? Hello? Oh, just female. Look, I'm not going to be too concerned about her. One of the things about it is that I feel like you can more... Oh, actually, maybe that's all I've been tracking is a female. It does seem like these tracks are all from her. It feels a little easier and better to earn the equipment and everything through in-game of Call of the Wild than it does the Hunter Classic. Because it's another thing, too, with, like, how all the skills work. You don't have to buy a weapon, and you completely have to use that weapon over and over to build up your skill and get it so it's not as wobbly or unsteady to use. If you level your rifle skill up in, Call of the Wild, then it just has like a family for rifles, bows, shotguns, etc. So I'd probably lean more for like just being a bit more concise in everything in-game, a bit more approachable than having to like spend a lot of time, or as much time as the Hunter Classic can demand for getting stuff. I'd probably go more for recommending Call of the Wild over the Hunter Classic. Classic definitely has its merits, but when I would... Maybe I'll even have to do a list like compare the two, but I still probably would lean to Call of the Wild over the Hunter Classic, just for overall. It's definitely situational and depends on person to person on what you're exactly looking for, but that's just my recommendation there. And if you are looking to try to get into a hunting game, I think anybody who has played the Hunter Classic would probably heavily agree... Oh, Lord, you're a noisy one. Would probably lean towards, yeah, to start out in more beginner-friendly, Call of the Wild would be your better option. And we should be starting to come up towards the climbing wall in just a little bit here, because I think the trail's coming towards its end. And we got tracks from something else here, too. Oh! Those are big tracks. We got a brown bear in the area. Or possibly. It's hard to say depending on how old the tracks are. Oh, well, there was an objective complete. Yeah, it's not the full mission yet. Okay, so, yeah, the tracks are pretty old from around here, so it's very possible it's wandered completely out of here. Now, let me just take another look at this track. Yeah, there's... With how it all seems to be around here, looks like it's pretty much out of the area. Thought I heard some heavy footsteps for a second there, but maybe not. And, yeah, just the road here. Okay, so we're coming towards the end of the trail. That still does wind a little... Oh, Lord lady, shut up! Yeah, the females just love to make all kinds of calls. Males, you're lucky if you'll hear one, and then that'll probably be it. Is that just a rock? Okay, that's just a rock. I thought I'd check just in case because of the bear tracks. There, again, it's just like almost like a heavy thud every now and then. I think it's in-game, but maybe it's even something else around here I'm just mistaking it for. Actually, maybe yeah, I'll put that on. I was going to say, depending on how close I encounter a bear, if I do, it might have been better to keep the iron sights than the scope. But just in case, let me dial that back. Okay, so it does seem like this is about where the trail is ending. So I should be on the lookout for somewhere around here there being a way to climb up. Or a spot where I can put the climbing gear to use. I think that might actually be it there. I think the comments from Danger Floof were, it's going to look like a bunch of rocks sticking out of the wall. And that definitely is what that looks like, is a bunch of rocks sticking out of the wall. So let's head up and see what this exactly entails. Like, is it basically just going to be, you put it and then you just kind of like use it like a tower you haven't activate, or... Okay, let me try and actually equip that. Huh. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it is basically just an activate. And do I still have any? No, that used an entire stack of climbing gear. Okay. Okay, well, let's enter, which... Oh, Lord. Use WS to climb. Oh, Lord, they had to throw this like a mini-game. Oh boy, what did they do for this? Oh my... Yeah, I do not know what the thinking was for this. No, I'm not even sure if I want to keep going. Because, like, just to put it on takes a unit itself. Then you have to go through this annoying minigame just to climb up. And I only have so many attempts. And then what happens? Like, does that mean all the climbing gear is all of a sudden lost? Like, this is atrocious. I am... Who came up with this? Like, I don't know if it's better to press and hold, or what the hell? And, like, as soon as I get it close to balance, it seems to want to go way off. Okay, so it seems like maybe the best thing to do is hold them in conjunction with just continually going up. Good lord, you almost need like a tutorial in place for how to do this. Okay, yeah, so my advice for if you guys are trying with the climbing gear, constantly hold W and carefully tapping A and D. Like, I don't understand why you needed to put a mini game in. It just feels like a bit of a... Like, I want to know in the comments, what happens if you fail that? Does that basically just mean, like, you fall and you need to use a first aid kit? Or does that, like, waste some of your climbing gear units? It just seems, like, unnecessary. And what the heck is this? Oh, wait, this is... Oh, right, the Christmas event is sort of ongoing. I don't think I'll actually, like, do that as, like, I'll try doing the Christmas mission for the Hunter Classic, like I did the Halloween one. Just because there's nothing really... there is a little something, I think, on Hemmeldal that's a bit different than normal. But I don't think anything quite as immersive as the Halloween experience was. But yeah, that used up the entire thing of the climbing gear, so I don't know... Yeah, I'm not going to be able to go further up. This is where I had problems with Val-des-bois when they put it in. Like, I didn't even... I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to put it in from my perspective. Like, my perspective as a player, okay, you wanted to put on the, No, actually, I might find some alpine ibex, even if this little area that I've gotten opened. My perspective... Okay, so the map was put in, and you want to put the climbing gear, but what was the point of the mini-game aside from, like, convoluted means of just either hindering the player more? Like, I don't understand the reason why you'd put that in. It doesn't really feel like it adds any realism for me. I mean, if you're going to do realism, then you'd probably have a stamina bar that you have to watch for how long you're out on a hunt with, and then you'd have to, stop and rest for a while, or... Yeah, it just feels like an unneeded system. So I'm just going to take a little look around here for a bit. I don't know if I'll actually find anything. Oh, maybe... No, I might get lucky with an alpine ibex, because it sounds like one is just up there. I think I'll be able to get to it, because it looks like this area's not too bad. I know the call sounded like it came from up there. Oh, there's a visual. I think that's a female, though. I think the males have a bit more curl in their horns. Oh, I can't even... Okay, well, I'll have to crouch a little bit as I get closer. Well, at least we've spotted our first new animal for this weekend. I'll try to get her, then we'll... or it. Just see what it is first of all. I don't know. It might be that I can get some score from the female. Okay, right over there. Yeah, she doesn't want to be in a nice open area, does she? Now, see if I can get up towards her. Okay, if I want to do that, then I'm probably going to have to go a little bit more around from the way, like, just how steep this area is. But we'll try get her, and then we'll wrap this episode up here. So Danger Floof's recommendation for coming up here does require 2 full climbing gears in order to go to a higher area. I guess this is almost like a little transition area if you do just only have 1 kit like I did. I really have to lean more again to recommending Call of the Wild over the Hunter Classic. Just because, again, weird, like, that weird little mini-game thing, I still am puzzled by it. Like, why put it in at all? It just feels like a way to kind of screw with the player more than have any, like, possible reward for it. Like, you could argue, well, your reward is you gotta go hunting in a new area. But I just spent the climbing gear, which should have been, you pay for this and it rewards you this. Why is there this second step involved? Like, I don't know, it just really confuses me to see that. And I have no idea where that ibex is now that I'm climbing up here. Oh, right there, apparently. Oh, actually, there were quite a few of them. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, there's a whole group here. Okay, well, that was a hit. Oh, come on, get that up. I want to see if I can maybe even get a second one or two before they get, like, way out. Okay, there's another one. And another one. Okay, I think that one will probably go down from the lung. Yeah. Okay, so let's go and see about all these. Because this is actually going to be a bit tricky, possibly try and collect them. Yep. Yeah, that one's coming back down. So we are able to get a few of the... Ooh, actually, are you coming for me? Ah, shit. Yeah, I'm being a little trigger happy here, but, I mean, you gotta admit, this is an opportunity that I haven't had in the game for quite a while. Not sure if I've had any where they've almost been, like, stuck in these spots. Okay, well, let me get up to get these two, and then we'll go from that a bit further. Or, well, maybe we'll just wrap up once we can get all... There should be 3 total... Okay, no, I can't climb up here. For a second, it seemed like I hit, like, a invisible wall, and I didn't know why. Okay, so we got you. You gotta be careful around here, just because, again, we are basically on the edge of the mountain. Okay, that was just a female. It does give a score, so I'm not going to take a trophy shot with her. But, oh, now I gotta play this game. Oh, come on. I want the middle. There. God, that is really annoying to deal with. And you're probably a female too, aren't you? Yeah, you're a female. Oh, just a body shot took her down. Yeah, we'll sell that one. So there was another one that I got a shot on. I don't know where it got off to, though. I'll have to head down a bit and check to see. Oh, and now I gotta be careful, too, because I'm going downhill. The game almost has you, like, going... Almost think of it more like you're going from a grid system, where instead of like you're going down a smooth slope, it's more like like that in a way. So if I can find where the other blood trail or gunshot is... I'm trying to remember where I took that shot. It's like, I thought it might be easy to spot given where we kind of are with, like, being open along the edge here. Maybe not. So I don't think I took it... Yeah, I was right around here, I think I was taking all the shots. So I don't see any of the red splatter. So... I don't really see any spots where it is like a distinct red. So I don't know if I've actually... I got 2 on one animal. I probably should have taken a little bit better look at the screen. Or the harvest screen when I was collecting them. Let me just take a little walk around here where there are all these tracks. Maybe I can find... Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay, so there is one still to find. So now that I've got that one selected, it should be easy to track down where it went to... Unless it went sliding down the mountain. Hopefully it didn't go sliding down the mountain. Let's try heading over this way, because I think it went more... Yeah, I don't think any actually really came too forward, where I have to worry about it like, sliding that way. We'll see what this track is. If this is another fleeing, then I think it's safe to say that we're going to be able to collect it still. If it's not, though... crap baskets. Okay, let's see, though. Roaming, and there... Okay, oh, and we've got quite a few here, so this might be what I was after. Roaming, crud. Roaming. And more roaming. Fleeing. Okay, good. It was able to get out of this kind of area. I didn't think it would get too far, though. Because that seemed like it was a pretty bright color for, like, the hit when it was on the ground. Yeah, there are some more tracks around here. I don't know if they would have been able to climb up that or not. I mean, the Alpine Ibex, they should be able to get around basically anywhere on this map with how just Ibex generally are. Okay, this is more fleeing. Where did you run off to? Okay, there's another bit of blood. Did you get up around here and then drop, or are you, like, even up out of my access? Oh boy, this is interesting. I don't see any other tracks. I don't see anything like the red circle to say, like, there's the body to collect. Just kind of, like, stops there. Which makes me think it might have even gotten up and out of here. Crud. Okay, well, I'm going to wrap this episode of Hunter Classic up here. At least we got up into an area, we saw the interesting choice of the climbing gear, and we'll see what we can do with the other half of the weekend. So thank you guys very much for joining me on this episode of the Hunter Classic. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure to leave comments right down below. We'll see if we can get this guy next episode, and maybe bag a few other animals now that we're up into these more mountainous areas. Until I do catch you in the next video or episode, survivors and hunters, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.